Want to get your microphone over there so we can hear you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Here we are. I forgot. I thought this was.
No, we're double micing.
Double mic.
Yeah, we're
no
double
feedback.
mic'd tonight.
Volume turned down, and we're good.
All right.
We're good.
Yeah,
Here
well,
we
hey, we're live
We are
again on the TikTok.
from the Rich Valley.
We're doing it live on a Friday night because I was traveling.
Notice the red.
You got the red Friday.
going.
That looks more of a salmon.
It's red.
All right, maybe it's
Come
just
on.
the
Really?
lighting.
You're gonna give me that?
It's just the lighting
Might be the
then.
lighting. I don't know. Let's get it there. I can see salmon, I guess.
I don't know. But yeah, so we were doing some traveling and we were unable to go last night.
I know.
So,
Yeah, just things didn't line up. But
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with every Friday episode every now and then. And I think more people got time to, maybe understand us, drink and understand us. That's
right. Again, Untrue Lies.
real deal.
I'm Steve and
Big O.
Big O. So we're gonna oh, hold on, God's sakes, my glass is empty.
I know.
I'm doing American honey
Some of
tonight.
that wild turkey liquor there.
Yeah, some of that wild turkey liquor.
I'm gonna drink. I'm still working on this. I might kill him tonight.
All right.
And I might have to replace him though. I like
Old Basil.
old basil, dude.
The old basil.
Old
Wheaton,
basil.
Wheaton 257 asked how are things going. Wheaton 257.
Very good, very good. Very good. Oh boy, you are gonna kill it, aren't you?
There's one more of that in there.
Yeah.
That's only a single finger there.
Well, I'll tell you what. So I was doing some traveling. Oh, sorry.
It was somebody's birthday. I thought. I think it's somebody's birthday. We have to toast to. You know whose? Whose was it, Stephen? What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Brock, you know whose birthday it was? We had toast to do, don't we?
Yeah, you can take a look there to your right, and you're looking at them.
Oh, there it is, Stephen. It was Stephen's birthday.
It was.
Yeah. What?
So-
45?
42.
Yeah, at 42. All right.
I was born in
That's a lot. Well, hold on.
I got
the calculator.
that's a lot of math. 1969, 56 years old.
And you missed that 68 was the greatest American year ever. Well, great.
It
There
was.
a lot of stuff
A
happening.
lot of stuff happening.
Yeah.
Looks like that
But-
sound we have reached our live gifting goal.
Oh, that's it. I'm setting my goal higher.
There, yeah.
That means I have to sing now.
This is as good as it gets.
'Cause that was part of the deal.
We received a rose from Dalton Winter too. He lit it up in the
Very
gift.
nice.
bag.
All right, Dalton, thank you.
Thank you, Dalton.
But the thing was, if we reached our goal, I had to sing, and within the first 2 minutes, we reach our goal.
Oh, is this a mill thing?
No, this is on the TikTok.
I know, but who said we had to sing? Who did this
It's-
covenant?
I put it on the TikTok if we reached our goal.
Oh, I'm not.
You got to get up on this stuff.
Dude, I'm busy
So anyhow,
guy.
here's the song that I'm going to sing. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
You look like one, two. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
My.
Mm,
I'll tell you right now,
pretty good for a Friday night right there.
that stuff right there will make a man steal.
Then
Yeah.
take it back and then steal it again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's some good stuff. Now, I want to get into this traveling that I did. Because,
Yeah, you got some cool stories, I think.
So here's what I did. So I was traveling, work-related travel. I went to the Martin Guitar Factory
Very cool.
to Nazareth,
Yeah.
just outside of Bethlehem.
Just, yeah, weird, right? That's weird. Ain't it a little weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what a place! I got to tell you, absolutely fantastic. Just clean. I think they employed like 160 people.
Okay.
Each person had like their own nice workstation, and just to see that they were smiling and hands on. I mean, these are hand built
Hand belt.
guitars.
Did they do any automated sanding?
No,
There was with Push Corp. Did you see any Push Corp?
no, there's no automated sanding. However, they did have buffing. It looked like a Fanic.
Yeah.
It looked like a Fanic doing
It was the stuff green on the end.
Some buffing.
Yeah. Was it green?
No, it was a white, great big giant white.
No. But the stuff that there's a motor and there's a compliance tool they'd have to use to.
It was yellow. It was a yellow robot, and it had the access. It reminded me of a Fanic.
Okay. All right.
They did have a new piece of equipment that had nothing to do with manufacturing of the guitar, but it was for placing their wood on their like guitar backs, the thin that they make the guitars out of, for stacking it to go in their vacuum kilns.
Okay.
So they did have, and that was new.
Was that a Cobot that have a gauge around it, or was it open out?
It was open out, and it was two. One set the board, and the other one set the stick.
That's impressive. That's very impressive that they've handmade. They've kept up with modern times.
They have. So they're like their guitar fronts and backs are actually laser cut.
Okay.
And they do some CNC machining the necks.
Okay. Yep.
Or have some CNC machining.
Probably, yeah.
And then they have a proprietary machine that they built that cuts the body and the neck to fit precisely at the right angle. So each guitar is different. They're all different. No two are the same because they're handmade. So everything is different. Angles, so to get that neck to sit at the right angle for your proper fingering and fretboarding, but impressive. I mean, I was just impressed with their facility.
Clean?
Very clean, and the people, you could tell that 90% of these people could pick up any of those guitars and start wailing on it.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure they had that look.
Yeah.
And a lot of them had that artsy look, gauges and just very artsy look.
I took pride in their work, I'm gonna guess.
Yes.
That's
and
makes it work, right?
And you could tell which ones had been there for a while because they all look like 80s rockers.
Okay.
But yes, all, and they do actually play every guitar.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
But
I gotta make it.
So you aren't going to get the tour that we got.
Oh no?
No.
Oh.
You aren't down on the shop floor. That's not the tour that the public gets because they were doing those while we were there. And you get like the earphones, and they have we were with the procurement officer, and we went into Forbidden Lands.
Nice. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Got the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
All right.
And they just finished their 3 millionth guitar.
No kidding.
I'm going to put a picture of it on when we edit this. This guitar is a one-off. Never, ever to be made again.
Okay.
Diamonds, rubies, gold.
Shut up. Really?
Price tag.
Oh, I couldn't.
Take a guess.
Oh, I wouldn't even want to guess. Probably it's at least.
It's their 3 millionth guitar.
It's their $3 million.
I have no idea.
$3 million.
$3 million.
$3 million.
I mean, I would have guessed 50 to 100, but
They made 10 specialty guitars, and those are $300,000 a piece. Now, this guitar, it's not in a case. It's not in a glass case. We're walking around. He goes, "Oh yeah, it's laying on a shelf with parts and other guitars that are being made, just laying there." $3 million. And I did ask, everybody that is somebody has or plays a Martin guitar.
yeah,
You're looking at Paul McCartney, Post Malone,
Yeah.
John Mayer, all these people, and their pictures are all in there and all signed. And the King. But I said, when these people have their guitar made, because you can order a custom if you want. It's going to take you a year to get it,
right.
but you can get yourself a custom.
Okay.
But, I'm like, well, I'm sure these people want to come see, where it's made, how it's made. And
Some probably care.
And they do.
Some. Yeah.
They do. But he said, well, it's after hours. They come in after hours.
Yeah, okay.
So as not to cause.
Yeah.
But very cool.
That's awesome.
Very cool. I recommend it if you want to stop by. There's plenty of guitars to play. You walk into the foyer.
Can you buy one?
Oh, yeah.
They got them for sale right there. If I bring $4,000, I can go home with a guitar. Right.
If you brought $800, you could go home with them.
Okay.
American-made Martin.
No, you can't.
Oh, I was going to say, that's the
No, you
Mexican
can't.
ones.
No, you can't.
I was just there.
There is no chance you can buy an American-made Martin guitar for $800.
They might be
Handmade.
Mexico version.
No,
It might be the
handmade.
Mexico
They're
version.
Mexico's, yeah. There's no
Okay.
way. The American way.
All I know is they had them there.
At least $5,000.
That's what I'm with him. It's like
But there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot. You can buy it.
That's cool though. That's cool.
It's very cool. So I get done with that, and I have a conference to attend, but which was the next day, and I stopped down at the hotel bar, and they have
Of course. Of course.
and they have Hell's Envy bourbon.
Oh. How do we get our hands on that?
Well, here's what I'm telling you. This is a company trip, so I'm gonna splurge a little.
Yeah.
I say to the bartender, I say, "Barkeep,
Mark.
give me 2 fingers of the Hell's Envy."
Yeah.
Neat.
Nice. Yep. That's the only way to
And
do
he
it.
comes out with a glass like this
Yep.
and fills it up.
He probably has heard the
He filled it up.
podcast. Really?
Oh, yeah.
None of these 2-finger deals.
No. $86 bar bill
Yeah, he knew he was dealing with
for
it.
an hour.
Yeah, he could tell. He probably took a look at
But
that.
it was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, just really good. Yeah. It was awesome.
Well, now we got to add that to the list.
Yeah. I really want to, I really want, they have strict rules about videos, and
I'm sure. Yeah.
I was able to get some videos while I was there.
So don't get yourself in trouble, Steve.
And I got the laser cutter and some of the robots doing their thing, because I knew that would just get you all torqued up.
As you can tell, I'm already on.
I knew
it.
that. I knew that would get. I knew that would get you torqued. So I did take some videos of that stuff. So I'll show them.
All right, I appreciate it.
We'll cast them on the big screen so you can really get how the feel of it.
You know I'm gonna. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
probably gonna have to leave the garage for it.
But I see you're growing.
I am growing. I don't know what to do with it yet. I never know what to do. I let it grow. I shave it off.
Let it grow. It's a
Dry.
great time to
summer.
use that 27 Beard Club.
Exactly.
I know it.
So that's
what I'm
27.
I don't want to let our users down, right? I don't want to be that guy where I'm like, oh, yo, give it a try, and then shave the next episode, right? No, I really want to try this. Right?
One of our partners.
Yeah.
Thanks to the 27 Beard Company. This is the beard oil, which is the veteran beard oil that'll be out soon. Make sure you check them out at their website on the interwebs, the 27 Beard Company.
Yeah, good guys, good group of guys running that.
Yeah. A couple of local boys done good. So I was out and about last weekend.
Okay.
And I run into our Dan Smith rep.
Oh, I did as well. And
I was like, what's up? Plugging your stuff here, worse.
Right.
So
go one more week and you're losing the sponsorship.
Yeah. So tonight we have a special treat.
I see that.
I mean, grab one. We have these, which are
prototypes.
These are prototypes.
Are they? So we're in the ground floor on this.
These are prototype for a possible new product at Dan Smith Candies, and these are candied apples.
Yes.
But it's just unbelievable.
I'm not gonna be able to eat that whole thing, but
but what we're gonna do, if we can have our assistant, what we'll do is I'll set this one out here so people can see it, and we'll have our assistant cut one up for us, and we can try.
Thank you very much.
So, we're that big. We have assistants now and everything.
Yeah, groupies and everything following around.
It's
crazy.
Yeah. So what's new in your world? I see you didn't mow.
Oh yeah, you beat me by 1 day. 1 day mowing, you got to throw it in my face. It's only rained every day. But
Casey, you started the war when you were out there the 1 day.
1 day.
Before him.
1 day.
You started the war.
I know. Well, I'm going to lose. I got a whole acre over there,
So what I did today was we had a power outage at the down at the donut factory.
Down at the donut factory.
Yeah, we had a power outage, and I took advantage of the power outage and was able to come home and get my yard mowed before you come home from work, and then when the power came back on, I went back to work and took care of what I needed to take care of. So, beat you.
Yep, you did. Traveled and he beat me, Ali said on there. Yep, traveled and beat me.
Yeah.
You're good. No, you're good. I'll give it to you. I'll give props where they're warranted.
I'm a traveler. I'm mowing lawns.
Joker, he's a midnight smoker.
Yeah, whatever I do. And, whatever I do, excellence.
I know it. I seen it out there behind the garage. Yeah.
I wake up in the morning, piss excellence.
Piss excellence. Like I said, I seen it out there when
Yeah. Did you notice that we had the scrap has been removed from the pool project?
Oh, I seen there was a post on the scrap, and I didn't know there. We had a buyer. Or
we had a taker. They brought their dump truck, and all that scrap has now been removed.
Another man's treasure, right?
Yep.
Yep. Good deal.
So we're moving along.
That's good.
We got some other things to do, but then there'll be
Well, it was really cool to see the whole Manginel clan pull together and work on the backyard. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Thank
you very much, man.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that, Steven.
Wow. That's
A
amazing.
couple apple slices there.
Wow, that is amazing.
I feel like even with the whiskey, this is going to taste amazing.
Oh, I'm sure. Look at this. There's caramel. This is like there's caramel and chocolate and apple.
Good section. Definitely a nice apple.
It is. It got good color.
Yes. All right.
Smells good.
Going for the crunch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Amen. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm telling you.
That Dan Smith can make some candy, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Top notch.
Yeah.
Wow.
That finger looking good too. I'm not.
I would definitely buy this.
Absolutely.
Oh wow, that's good.
And and the bad part, I didn't have to lie about this. I actually would.
We never lie.
Yeah,
That's
this is
what I
really,
said, we
really
never
good.
lie.
Wow.
This is really, really good.
That is good. Father's Day is coming up, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna complain
Boy,
if I
you
get
get them
caught.
out. You get them out for Father's Day.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Yeah. Definitely. Cheers to
Chocolate and the caramel quality is excellent.
cheers to the people over there at the Dan Smith factory. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers to the GM over there, whoever that is.
Yeah. Yeah, they must have their general manager's got things going on. over
Absolutely. There's one more reach for it there.
there. Well, I don't want to overindulge just yet.
Just wait a little bit.
Mhm.
We got a long podcast.
But wow.
When I pour my next drink.
Well done. And
I think that can go past the prototype stage.
Yes.
I'd push that into production.
Yes. Push it right in there. Don't pap it or nothing. Just
No,
push it right
I'd push that into into production at about a 79.95 or 7.95 era. I don't know.
I don't know. It's $20 an apple at least.
It's
Yeah,
a
that's-
$20 apple.
$20 apple.
That might be more like a 17.95.
Yeah, I don't know, but I tell you what, I don't want to do your price.
Valentine's Day special.
Yeah, I don't want to do your pricing for you, but I'm telling you,
I'm throwing it out right.
there's no skimping on this stuff here.
That was legit.
Yeah, definitely legit.
So
Well
there we
done.
have it.
Well done.
Thank you to our assistant. Much appreciated.
Yep, very good. So how are things over in the salt mines? Everything good over there? You guys productive now that China lets us play games now? China didn't take their ball and go home. They
Every
decided
now
they
and
wanted
then,
to play.
They're finally talking, right? Everybody asks about, what's the tariff? How's the tariff doing, right? I haven't seen it. I have not
Didn't
seen
affect
it.
you?
I didn't see it affect us as far as business. As it affected me personally. In fact, stuff that I have in my Amazon cart, my buy later is about $1.2 million, give or take on any given day. And a lot of the stuff came down in price. Like I'm just not seeing it. I mean, there's been a few go up. Don't get me wrong, but most of it, and I think it's just normal, flow.
So did my 401k balance.
Right.
It came down too.
Yeah. Oh, the 401k. Yeah. But anyway, no, the tariff thing, it's just scare tactics. Scare tactics.
I can tell you, it did affect my business.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
But we're
For a couple months.
now we're up and running, and it's full. It's balls to the walls. Let's get it shipped.
Right.
And
that's what we want to do. Yeah.
and that's what's happening. But I was able to listen to a pitch while I was gone.
Yeah.
The campaign Got Milk.
Oh, I'm very familiar with
Everybody knows the Got Milk
Yeah.
campaign, which is for what? What does that campaign do? It's for the farmers, for the dairy farmers.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Okay, and then what's beef? Beef is what's for dinner,
What's for dinner again?
or something like that.
Probably the farmers again, right?
Again, for the farmers, agriculture.
Yeah.
Well, the wood products industry is trying to get the same thing. It's there's a group called the Rural American Hardwoods Coalition.
Yeah. I can see where this is going.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
And they're trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So they're branding Rural American Hardwoods. They've done commercials that have been on the Magnolia channel, which is really, really good.
That's
Trying
very
to bring
popular. They're
trying to bring the
Chet. Is that his name? Chet.
Oh, Chip and Joanna Gaines.
Chip and
yeah, and they're on
The Fixer Upper crew.
Yeah, they're on HGTV.
yeah.
Oh, they're on they have their own channel now.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. These commercials are on that.
Very God-fearing people.
And what we're doing is it's trying to promote real American hardwood. People need to get away from putting these stupid fake floors down in their house that emit toxins.
Yeah.
Because they're made, the chemicals that are used to make them don't just stay in it once they.
Absolutely.
So I'm just doing a little pitch here for the real American hardwoods.
Yeah.
There's a branding.
Can we insert Hulk Hogan's Real American theme song in here right after you say that too?
Is that was the whole pitch?
Yeah, that's what they.
You're gonna tell
Stop
me
using laminate
they
flooring.
didn't come up with the slogan "Got Wood."
No.
They don't air their commercials in the morning for morning wood. They missed this opportunity.
They did.
Steven.
They did.
Come on, Steven.
They did. They did. And
feel
they could have done like the morning wood.
I feel like the PR guy could do better.
Yeah.
Or whoever it is, they could do better.
Sawdust is man glitter.
Right.
You know.
I thought you were taking that there, and I was really disappointed when I was stuck waiting in the gutter alone. You know.
Yeah.
I got one for you.
There we go. There we go.
So I work in the heavy lifting, industry.
Rick.
So my company, they got a good sticker that they wanted to get made. To give out to customers, and, for hard hats and all that kind of stuff. So their slogan, and whoever came up with it, they probably had good intentions. It's kind of funny if you used a different word, but they decided to put on a sticker, "I like big loads and I cannot lie."
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, it's there. It's there. And I thought it was going to get changed to maybe I like big lifts and I cannot lie.
Not big loads.
But they choose big loads. And there's
messy.
There's like 700 of these stickers made.
That's just messy.
Yeah. Yep. So I think guys are going to like it, though. I think the guys are going to like it.
I don't know.
That's good.
It is.
See, now they need to take a lesson.
Did you see the sign up down the other end of town?
Yeah, what the
Nittany.
The Nittany's coming.
Nittany.
Thank God, the Savior is coming to town.
Yeah, we aren't going to be able to
We're
get our
gaining one, losing one.
We can't get prescriptions, but boy, you could go in there and get yourself a Red Bull.
Did we talk about the Rite Aids last week?
I don't know, but
I can't remember.
I don't remember yesterday, let alone last week.
You asked me what's the local news, and I was
okay. Well, what's the local news, Casey?
And that's the Rite Aids. The Rite Aids are leaving rural America. I think they're leaving everywhere, but they're leaving Emporium, Countersport. You're gonna have to go to St. Mary's to get anything.
Port Allegheny.
Port Allegheny, leaving there. They haven't. I mean, come on, we've all seen right in the walls. They haven't had their shelves stocked for months. I mean, you're not going to tell me.
Can I tell you how I feel about this?
How do you feel about it?
I'm very upset. Not because we have no place to get our prescription medicine.
I mean,
but I'm upset that these big box stores come in, run all the little people out,
right,
and then file bankruptcy 2 or 3 times and then leave us all hanging.
Right. Big box stores, right there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Sheetz did it when they moved in. All the little gas stations closed up.
That name doesn't even cross my tongue. I cut the card.
And now we got the Rite Aids doing the same thing to us.
Yep.
And what they're going to do is they're just going to leave the building.
Oh, yeah, it'll be another eyesore.
And it'll just sit there empty. Turds.
It's turds.
Bunch of jags.
So that's my biggest thing. The Rite Aids are closing. I had one more. What was it?
I don't know. You sure? Well, think on it a little bit. Oh, look at that dead soldier. Oh boy. Yeah. That's a dead soldier there. That's horrible. Yeah.
Oh no, I seen that. I commented to
So, so our the Dan Smith apple.
Can you toast me on let's do an apple toast, Stephen.
Okay.
First ever apple toast.
Apple toast.
Ding. My own. The crunch.
Oh, I know.
The crunch is still there.
It is.
And there's probably a little bit of science in that. You can't have a brown apple, right? It's not brown. It's
No.
perfect white apple.
Dipped and cooled to perfection.
It's so good. That my pants got tight.
Not that Dan Smith is a hell of a guy.
Yeah. Good job, Dan. Oh yeah.
I'd drink with him any day.
Oh, I have.
Mm.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Good juicy apple.
Mm.
Goes good with whiskey.
It doesn't go. It pairs well with whiskey. Yeah.
It does. Definitely a dad item. All day long.
I'm not going to complain if I get one for Father's Day.
Yeah. Definitely a dad item.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Let me tell you a little bit about Dan and I drinking.
Yeah. How about Dan and you drinking?
Dan was a loser, man.
Oh, I bet he was. The chocolate industry is a tough industry. He probably takes a lot out of you. Look at Willy Wonka. You don't think Willy Wonka didn't tip one back every now and then?
I think he was on shrooms. Wonka was a freak.
Oh, he was something else. The Oompas and whatnot.
Yeah,
That was Vietnam.
all that stuff he was just imagining. That was just one big acid trip.
He goes a fever dream or something.
It was something. I don't know. Might have been one of them codeine dreams. I haven't had one of them in a while.
I gotta look up Dan Smith now. I gotta read about it.
I get one of them every once in a while when I crack my back.
If you go to the website, which I always post a link to the website in our description, so go to the website. You can get the history of Dan Smith Candies, and it is. It's a fantastic company. Again, here's one that the big box stores haven't drove out.
Right? No, still, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cadbury hasn't taken over.
Yeah.
This is still local.
Hershey didn't send them to Mexico, right?
Right.
This is
better
still
than Cadbury.
Yeah.
Way better than Cadbury.
Oh.
Yeah. But
that was very good.
Again, well done. Local company. Check them out. They have some great products.
Is it Brook? I think they have a place in Brookville, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
I hate to say Sheets, but it's right there in Brookville. I see
Well,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. That's where I see it at.
There you go. Since I was gone for 2 days, I kind of lost track of what was going on in the news.
Yeah.
And I was trying to catch up today, but the power went out. I lost my interwebs.
I didn't lose power. Must have been bad rains down here.
But some
Up north was fine.
blown transformer or something. I think it was Optimus Prime that blew.
Is he
Odd
okay?
Megan Fox.
Is he okay? Jeez, oh man. I hope he didn't blow.
Megan Fox must have been around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. How about blow?
My other thing this week, I'm just going to touch on it briefly. I think we need to rewind. What?
Just touch it briefly.
Oh, come on. That was a stretch.
It was.
We were.
That was a stretch.
It was.
All right.
I'm losing it.
The Facebooks, right?
I'm done with the Facebooks.
The Facebooks need to be used for stupid jokes and, commercial items. But that's it.
This is nothing new. Okay? So everybody, here's what happens. Ill-informed, small-minded, smooth brain, cheese-eating relievers that have nothing to do but sit at home all day because they don't have jobs. And this is nobody specific, but if you look at the people that start these threads about, and you want to talk conspiracy, they come up with some dandies.
They do. They really do. Think about it.
And every once in a while, you got to call a smooth brain and just tell them.
And just move on.
But
you're not going to fix a smooth brain.
No, that's one you can't fix. Stupid.
No.
But
let's just keep it lighthearted. For crying out loud.
I try and not to fall into the trap of reading through negativity.
Yeah.
Because it just promotes negativity within myself.
Right, makes me feel bad. That's where I felt victim.
Yeah. Can't we just have the kitty poster hang in there on there like every 3 or 4 days just to
post something you did that's positive or maybe you need help, that's fine, but I don't mean that, but I mean if you see something negative, you got to point it out. Or could you just move on?
You could just move on.
Yeah, you probably could move on and not be a dick.
Correct.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Don't be a jag.
Don't be a jag.
Casey.
Steven.
Are you a concealed carry permit holder?
I am.
Okay.
Yes. Short answer is yes, I am.
Okay.
I let my permit run. I need to get it renewed. I need to go down to the courthouse to get it renewed. But I am typically a concealed carry, and I do carry a lot of times. It's not. I haven't since I haven't done it illegally. There's nothing to mess with.
Open carry.
But
you can open carry anywhere.
I'm not that guy. I don't believe in open carry.
So exactly.
There's a reason they want it to be concealed. They want it to be concealed, right? They want you to conceal. It's too much to open carry.
Right. Okay. Let me ask you this. In your everyday carry,
yes,
do you have a round in the chamber?
Yes.
Always.
Very
good.
A good state cop told me one time that you're not doing any good if you don't have one in the chamber.
No,
what are you doing?
You're dead.
You're dead.
Okay.
Yep.
I had an argument with a guy about that it was unsafe.
If it's good enough for a state trooper, it's good enough for me.
I don't like guns with safeties on them.
See, I don't know about that. I always felt it was weird when I got my first carry gun, and I was like, "It doesn't have a safety." No. Safety.
Right here's my safety.
Right, that's your safety, and I you got to be responsible. I don't ever unholster it the whole night, right?
Right. Yeah. If you're gonna point a gun at something, you better be prepared to shoot.
Yeah. If you're showing it,
you better be prepared to use it.
You're using it. Right.
Yes.
That's the only time you show it.
All right. I just want.
That's important for us, our audience, to know. I think, and I'm not. There's people in my life that are better gun teachers than I am, but I know that.
Right. I've been kicking around, getting back into shooting a little bit, and I feel as though my my preparedness has dropped off. I'm not as prepared, and I've been thinking about putting some things together where I could sharpen my skills and just get some refreshers out there. So
it's a good thing to do.
It is. You have to.
It's a good skill to have, and
to
you
have
your family and yourself. Yeah.
Right. There's my little Second Amendment pitch for the day. But I had a conversation with a fella that one of them,
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you get one of these people that.
You mean somebody that the I don't put around the chamber guy, right?
Or why would you carry a gun, guy?
Even that, right?
Because you don't. That's why I carry one.
Right. I don't know. Maybe all the bad guys have one too, right?
Yeah.
You know, probably a good reason.
Yeah. Gun control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each their own.
But gun control just gets. Well, we need to take all the guns away. Yeah, because criminals are just going out and buying guns at gun stores.
Right. Right. They got away.
Yeah. So, we were at Tubby's Tavern on
It was
Saturday.
That was freaking awesome.
Was.
Those bands are amazing.
Great bands. We had
Turbo.
Well, it started out with Country Fit.
Okay.
Really good. Just awesome. Really, really well done.
Yep.
Then we had Afraid of Human.
Yep.
Another great band. And then of course Vinny and the Mudflaps. And then close the night out with Turbo.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what the final tally was.
No.
But
That's not our business.
no, but it was well attended.
Yes.
And you stopped at some point. At one point in the night, there was no more door.
Well, that was when the last band went on.
Yeah. There was no more door. So, and people came in. A lot of people came in after that.
A lot of people came in.
Some people shuffled out too, though.
But
it no issues with anybody ever.
No, it was a great crowd, a great cause. K-Days. So what that is it's a nonprofit that was started for one of the owners of Tubby's Tavern, Steve.
Yeah.
His sister Kay, who was undergoing cancer treatments, and when you go to these places, like these big places for these cancer treatments, like when you go to Pittsburgh, parking's not free.
It's very
and
expensive.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, what had happened is she had come out from one of her treatments and was going to pay for her parking, and someone had paid for it for her. So what they do now is Kay has since passed away, and this nonprofit now raises money to pay for people that are going to cancer treatments. They will give them gas cards. They pay for their parking, which is just one less thing that they have to worry about.
God bless.
It was a great cause. I was glad to be able to help out in any way that I could, and I really appreciate all the guys, you and the engineer and Boots and their old ladies for coming down and helping out.
Yep.
And well, it was a great time.
It was a good time had by all. I don't think there was a crossword said all night.
No,
a lot of money was made. And it
just went very well.
Yeah.
How many people we got on the TikToks?
I had quite a few. I feel like there was a lot of interaction.
Yeah, we're down to 6 now.
All right. Well, who's on the?
We had before, right?
Who's on the TikTok? Somebody give me a shout and let's do a little. I'd love to be able to do some question and answer. If anybody has a question, shoot out your question. Be more than happy to give you an answer or make something up.
Absolutely.
So, but let's talking about the news.
Yeah. Holy cow!
I mean,
holy cow! What happened? I woke up one day and the whole Middle East is. I think they're bowing to the West now.
Yeah,
They got their tower, the Khalifa or whatever it is.
The Wiz Khalifa.
The Wiz Khalifa lit up like the American flag.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd ever see the day, Steven.
I have no idea what's going on.
I don't either. I'm in left field on this one.
This is like
jet. They gave Big Daddy a jet.
It's like Bizarro World.
This is crazy. The craziest thing I've ever heard. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was because of Biden.
Oh my.
I'm sorry. I couldn't. I had to.
That's a knee slapper.
Oh. Anyway, I don't know.
Whatever he's doing, it's working on that front. I have to say. I'm still paying taxes on my overtime, but
yeah, I know. There's a few things, but I don't know.
It's just crazy.
It's a crazy times we were living in. Crazy times.
It is. And then here's the way we have to look at this, just like any other president, any other term. Let's see where we are in 4 years. And we'll judge it then.
Maybe 6 months in. I don't know.
And we'll judge it then. We're less than 6 months.
Less than 6 months. Yeah.
But let's judge it then, because you got to remember, he started off gangbusters his first term.
Oh yeah.
And then he got hit with a crisis.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Biden managed us through the crisis.
He managed to kill a bunch of people by forcing drugs on them.
But here we are. I can't. When I woke up and I seen that, I scrolled through my whatever feed, and I seen that Khalifa Tower.
Yeah, the Wiz Khalifa Tower.
Wiz Khalifa Tower wrapped in an American flag.
Yeah, and it wasn't black and yellow.
I was like, what in the heck happened? I don't know what happened, but that's crazy. Crazy. Like I said, crazy times we're living in.
It is. But you know what? I've been on this world for 56 years.
Yep.
And 3 days.
3 days.
And what I'd like to say is, it's been a good ride.
Yeah, it's good.
It is.
I have a question.
Oh, okay. What's our question?
This is a good question.
Okay.
Will you guys be at the weekend in the wilds?
Well, can we get a date?
It's in August.
Isn't that that's 4th of July?
Or no, that's
4th of
it's 4th of July.
Yes, I will be. I'll be here.
Will I think what they're asking is, will there be like an IRL podcast stream?
My God, I think we need to do a booth.
Since now you have the new equipment, will there be a out in the weekend in the wild stream?
Sure.
I
think that's a good idea.
I think you can sign up for that.
I'll check with my contacts through the Cameron County Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, good.
And see if there's something that we could do there.
I bet they'll be more than happy to have it.
I'm sure we can do something. You know, not giving anything away for free, but
I don't think we can drink on there. But we'll be there.
Well, then I'm not going.
Well, we'll be fine.
I think if you're stationary, you can drink.
Maybe.
You just can't get up and walk around.
We could, or maybe we'll
I'm not driving.
We'll get a liquor license for that day for our
do it right outside of the
Maybe we should
KFC.
do that. That's what we should do.
We'll get a liquor license for our booth.
Yes.
We'll just.
You got it figured out already.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. So the answer is
Yes.
yes.
All right. Who asked that question?
I'll give you one guess.
Allie.
Yep.
She's our number one fan.
She is. Allie is our number one fan.
Nate Dempsey says, "What's up, guys?"
Hey, what's up, Nate?
Very nice.
Nate was one of the guys that got off early today and didn't have to go back to work.
Keith Hoffman says, "Hell, I'm watching and I'll ask a question." He says, "What's up with the fireworks getting moved?"
Yes. That was one episode ago. We did talk.
So we did talk about this a little bit, but I will bring it up again. I think
Yours is a bitch. That's the first.
That's the first thing, and they're worried about fireworks hitting their brand new track that we did not need.
Here we go.
All right.
Boys gotta go.
And now, I just read in the Echo something about $13 million in improvements on our school
That's probably
for the 300. How many kids are there?
That seems, as a facilities engineer, that seems like a lot.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know what I get. I've never had a $13 million budget. Like, 2. I've seen 2, but that's a lot. 13. That's a
I don't know.
lot.
I don't know what they got going on there. And like I said, I'm not I don't have kids in.
They add a wing. That's
I don't have children in the system. I'm not on the school board. I don't know the facts.
That's my problem.
All I can say is, as an outsider looking in, I think it was a little excessive.
13 million?
No, the track.
Okay. Here's the only thing I'll say. I'll go for. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, but I'll say for the track. You go to all the other schools, and our track did not meet par, not even close.
True. So
Right.
at some point within not even the district, it's within the higher education system where they tell you have to get a new one.
Yeah, I feel like I know I get it. You can argue, do you have enough kids for it? Blah blah blah. But the truth is, our track.
I bet you they
When
got
compared to others,
I bet you they got
not-
the cheapest one that they could. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's fine. But there's one goal of a school system, and that is what?
Rounded education, I'd say.
To educate your children.
Good sports.
Sports?
You have
B1
to get a rounded
athletes.
education, and certainly childhood obesity is an issue, right? We're not going to argue that.
No.
So
Hey,
Then
we have a
make
fact.
me go to gym class and
Hey.
quit skipping because.
We have a fact that has been put into the chat here.
Okay, give me some facts.
Track numbers have tripled this year since last year.
Track numbers?
Like the numbers of kids that have signed up have tripled since
that's
last
awesome. That's
Well,
awesome.
absolutely great.
I'm not going to bash the track. I get it.
Well,
I know you have questions. As a taxpayer, you have questions. We all have questions.
Maybe we should get the kids some new wrestling mats. Maybe that team can come back.
I agree with that too.
Because it's pitiful.
Let's triple the wrestling numbers. Let's quadruple them because there's 2 kids.
Absolutely pitiful. Michael Jordan killed wrestling.
Michael Jordan.
All right, come on.
Facts.
He's not a nice guy. We're finding out now that Michael Jordan, not a nice guy, right?
I don't know. You tell me.
Nice
What,
guy.
what do you got?
What's wrong with him?
There's a lot of
No, he's an asshole. Yeah,
yeah.
he's an ass.
Just saying. But anyway, that
He didn't like rape anybody or anything like that.
Oh.
no,
Yeah.
but
A lot of these guys are doing that though.
yeah, there's a couple of them. I guess the point being though, you're saying that you had a celebrity that did really well. They pushed basketball, and on a local level, all other sports suffered because of that, right?
Exactly.
I don't know.
It's the truth. Facts.
I think it's LeBron James, not Michael Jordan. Because at the same time that Michael Jordan was at his height in 96, 97, into the 2000s, Hale Sanderson was also going on a historic run.
My
Which
generation
also
would be
was
Michael Jackson.
amazing.
This generation,
Michael Jackson?
Michael Jordan. Holy cow!
What in the-
I finished that
You-
whiskey. I finished. All right, I finished that whiskey. I put it under the table.
So can I tell you something that our assistant did today that made me giggle?
Oh, I'm looking at our assistant.
Okay,
I'm trying to see your reaction. Here we go.
So you know my daughter has 2 dogs, right?
Yes.
Okay, and they
I
are.
hope they're well. I know
Well,
they're not.
you,
I worry about them.
well, you know they're like just walking vet bills.
I know. What is it up with those dogs?
They're French bulldogs. That's just what they are. They're just a walking vet bill.
I don't want to say anything.
So my daughter calls and today and said she was, at the vets. She wanted my wife to go over and hang out at the vets with her.
Hang out? You mean
Yeah.
the vets downtown?
No, it's over in the Smithworks.
I know you meant, but that's funny. I don't.
And-
I can't say I've ever called somebody to hang out with me at the vets.
No,
Not the one downtown, but one where the dogs.
no. She's actually at the VFW.
Oh no,
And-
really?
Yeah, and our
Oh,
assistant
This is a
thought,
VFW.
our assistant thought that there was something wrong with one of her dogs,
Oh, I see.
but she was just
I see.
having a couple beers at the vets.
See that again.
He said, I thought Fiona just went to the vet on Thursday.
Hilarious. All right, I get it now. I ruined the joke.
So a lot, but in her defense, a lot of people don't understand it as the vets. It's a VFW or W.
Oh, here we go.
I don't think Lars ever experienced
my rabbit hole of this.
I don't think Lars ever experienced a VFW either.
How about the Legion? You going down to the Legion, the VFW, or the vet? Where are you going? Where are you going, Steven?
I go to the vets because I'm not a VFW member.
I thought you were.
No.
I thought you were national.
Legion.
Legion. See, I'm a Sons of the Legion.
Which I think is a total farce. It's
Dude,
just something
way more us than you are.
I know. All it is something, they just made something up for the people so they could go drink at a veterans organization.
Here we go.
That's all they did.
What do you like-minded people. Like-minded people. That's what it's about. I can go to any town. With a Sons, and I'll go there, hang out with them guys, and those are my people. Those are my people, Steve. You're not going to argue with that, are you?
I don't know. You talk war stories and.
Okay, no, obviously not. But
I'm just amazed that there is such a thing.
Why wouldn't there be?
Your dad wasn't in the military. How can you be a Sons?
My grandfather.
You're a grandsons of the.
I'm a grandson. I'm a grandson. Yeah.
Allie said her grandparents called it the Legion.
That's different. Allie,
I have it.
do you gotta go?
I do. There's a man out back.
Okay, well, go see that guy.
I've been trying to sell him a horse for a while, and he ain't bought it.
Okay, go see that guy. We'll take a quick commercial break. Yeah. Hey, somebody's gotta check and fix that thing and answer the question on it. On the TikToks before it shuts us off. Hey, Casey, oh God, I hope he doesn't, he's mic'd out there.
He is, Mikey. I hope he doesn't make any noises.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't make noises when he uses the facility. I don't want him making noises out there. He's on a hot mic. Which would be really, really funny, because we can't hear it, but everybody on the TikToks can. Yeah, Allie, let us know if you can hear Casey urinating. Is it loud? Does it sound like water running? Then you'll get that. Then you'll get those little quick bursts, like he has prostate problems. I'll tell you, that's what happens when you get older. You lose pressure.
It's not even.
Yeah, you lose a lot of pressure
earlier than you think.
It's just crazy. Heck, I used to be able to pee over 5 cars.
I get excited when I have a really, really good stream, like I'm at the bar.
Now I got to arch my back so I don't piss on my shoes. I don't know. This is just a lot of awkwardness right now.
He does this every once in a while,
Well, because he drank a half a bottle of whiskey in 2 minutes.
What's going out there in the crowd? How's the crowd feeling?
Oh, yeah, there we go. Crowd's wild tonight. Oh, yeah.
Sounds like some kind of bird.
I don't know. Sounds like a train was coming through. I'll tell you what. We got to get some AC in the studio.
Yeah, I don't have.
I'm just saying, Casey, just so you know, you're hot mic, bud.
What I say?
You're like, oh, come on, little buddy. You can do it.
I knew it. I knew I was hot mic.
Yeah. I mean, it's just hotter than the hubs of hell in here.
It is hot in here.
Yeah, I feel.
Take off all my clothes.
Don't.
Whoa, what are you doing up there?
Hey, you need to turn the fan up. Hey,
You think
so
that fan's really helping us over here?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
But what I'd like to say, have you ever, so I had to share a hotel room with another fella on my trip.
I feel like that's not the first. Anyway.
And it's always just awkward.
At least had double beds.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We had separate sleeping arrangements.
That's
but people do weird things when they sleep and stuff. So
when you live with people, they're different, right? They're different than what you know them as.
I don't even sleep with the warden.
Right, I know.
I don't sleep with my wife either. I haven't
Usually
used.
she snores a lot, right?
Well, she farts.
That's what it is, fart. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a farter.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Wow. I'll tell you.
That's a shame, Steve.
She's in here. She's watching.
I married a farter.
She's watching,
Uh-oh. She's watching. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm the one that
She said
farts.
it's true.
It's true.
My house is infested, Casey.
I'm
I have an infestation.
okay. I'm all ears.
And I found no cure
Mm-hmm.
for this infestation.
Okay.
So I was hoping maybe you could help me out.
I might be. I'll always try to help, brother.
All right. So I have 7 dogs at my house.
I noticed there's a lot of dogs there.
Yeah, it's infested with them.
It is infested.
And you know what happens when you get 7? Next thing you know, they get horny and you got 15.
They're not all spayed and neutered?
I don't know.
They are. We're all good.
Yeah. See, Bob Barker, be proud of you.
All right. Because I'm just concerned.
Okay.
We got them all taken care of.
Yeah, they're allowed to have as much fun as they want.
We just don't know if we
That's
don't know if the other dogs around the area.
So what I did,
Oh, yeah,
so
see, we have the name.
I had to warden spade back in the day. Yeah. I got tired of that family car. I was looking for a sports car. I wanted something you just drove for fun.
Right.
Yeah, you never got it.
Yep. And I said that, and I think that was the last time I was able to take a ride.
1996.
What you're saying.
1996.
Yeah. So, hey, that did work. You feel it?
Oh,
There's a breeze.
oh, I feel it.
Yeah. Well done.
No, I do. It's a little better.
Yeah. I have no well, I was researching some stories, some local folklore,
We like to look for that stuff. Yeah.
And I don't know if everybody knows. Anybody know about the ram's head?
Yes, I've seen it with my own eyes.
So have I.
Okay.
I've been there. It's hard now.
Me too.
It's hard to get in there.
It's a little bit of a walk. It's up the
It's
Sterling
not a
Run.
walk.
So
If you just walk down over the bridge.
down and go walk down the bridge and up the
Yeah.
creek a little ways.
Yeah.
Used to be really easy.
On the left-hand side.
But there's a lot of brush and stuff.
I'm sure
Okay.
right this time of year there is, yeah.
Okay, so there's been a lot of research that has gone into this carving.
Oh, I'm sure.
So what it is, for those of you that don't know,
We'll pull up a picture. We'll put a
if
picture up.
you go down to the
Right here.
Sterling, you go down to the Sterling Runs,
Yep.
and you turn right there at the Bear Den.
Yeah.
When you get to the bridge, you cross the bridge, second bridge, make a left, park,
Yes.
walk down over the bank,
Over the bridge into the creek bed.
into the creek bed, and start looking on the
And then
rocks.
you would be walking.
You're going to be walking in a northerly
Yes,
direction.
you'd be walking north up
Yeah.
the creek bed. Yeah.
So there's a carving that appears to be
Oh, it is. It's a ram. I mean, make no mistake.
there's several different variations of people that have said that this is an owl. They say
It's 100% a ram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay,
Oh, yeah.
but there is
most people's
no
eyes.
there's no record of this being carved.
No.
There's several stories.
I was told a story, and I think it makes the most sense. But if you want to
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. That's your area.
It is my area, right? The
Yeah.
Down County area, right?
Yeah.
That's where I was born and raised.
Down County DGen.
And Sterling Run certainly falls within that realm.
Okay.
The Rams said was, the railroad came through, right? And it took immigrants to build the railroad. And we think it was a Chinese or some immigrant that was familiar with Ramshead. Because here's the problem: the time frame of which that would have been carved. There's not a lot of Rams around here, right? I mean, there's no Rams in
So do we have? You can't
central Pennsylvania.
You can't carbon date that. There's no way of telling.
Right, but it's been there for we know it's been there since the early 1900s or 1800s, right?
I think it's got to be earlier than
It's not like it showed up in 1960. Like
No.
We've known it's been there since it's been there, basically, right?
But what I'm saying is, how long ago was it put there?
About the time the railroad came through, from what I understand. That's
like,
the side give you without having the reference books in front
I
of
feel
me.
like that. I feel like it's older than that. Like it seems a lot older than just like 125 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it seems like it was. It seems like it was a. So there were Rams.
There were
in
Rams
this area.
in this area.
There was?
Oh yeah, that's one of those. Remember our episode where we talked about prehistoric animals and all the cool things that used to be in this area?
I mean, there were buffalo. We know there was buffalo.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They were ram as well.
I didn't know.
And they weren't the size of the mountain ram that are like out in Colorado. They were a smaller version.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The size of like a small white-tailed deer.
This could predate
That's what I'm thinking.
modern man.
It
I
could.
think this is like
I don't know,
this is a Native
I'm
American
I'm
carving.
just giving you my opinion. My opinion, it was done by an immigrant coming through, working on the railroad that had a day off and went and screwed around, carved this ram head on the side of a rock. That's
Okay.
what I believe it is. If we want to delve down that a little farther, I'm open to it. It could be that a
My interpretation of it was that it was a Native American carving.
That was mine also.
I was always told there wasn't rams here. That's news to me that there.
I mean, there were.
Well, now
They
here's
were gone
the
after
thing.
extinction,
If
a
you
certain
look
extinction
at
level.
this, it is not a ram's head. It is not. It is it has horns like a ram. That's it.
I mean, yeah,
Maybe.
that's true.
Maybe it's the devil.
Again, it may be.
Maybe the devil. I've seen the witch.
Maybe it's a slink.
Seen the witch?
Have you
seen the witch?
No.
Seen the witch?
No.
That
Yeah.
Bronco talks at the end.
Yeah. You ever watch Wizard of Oz?
What?
The witch.
What witch?
Oh, you gotta watch it. Spoiler alert! People don't want to talk. There's a movie called The Witch, and it's two. You gotta look when they do the witch. It's two V's, but it's called The Witch. You look it up. It's on The Witch. I'm sure it's on the Amazons, and it's about this family. They get kind of exiled from their community, like Puritan community. We're
Okay.
talking like Puritan times. What do you call pilgrims? Whatever. When they came over, they had their
Okay.
community, and they had this family that got exiled. And the problem, everybody was scared of the wilderness because of witches, right?
Okay.
And a lot of weird stuff keeps happening to this family after they've been exiled.
Mm-hmm.
They start to think there's some evil there.
Yep.
And they start talking about this billy goat that might be talking and blah blah blah. And at the end, the after everybody died through some weird way, this girl confronts the billy goat, and what's he do? He stands up and offers her a contract for her soul. Weird.
Anya Taylor-Joy is
It's a
the
real thing.
actress.
All right. So there were goats in this area. Maybe it's a goat's head.
Could be a goat's head. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. That it was a goat's head.
But goats were brought here.
Maybe it was a sacrificial goat.
I do.
that
I
brought
I
peace
buy
to
that.
the
I
whole
guess I would
community.
buy that. Somehow.
Does anybody,
Goat
if
that
anybody's watching and you got an idea that you,
That's a
didn't,
local one.
that you didn't get from the Googles,
Yeah.
you know, I'd like to know.
It's a real thing.
I like definitive answers.
I don't know. I don't know if you'll ever get a definitive answer.
Well, why not?
because nobody knows.
They can tell you everything else. Somebody should be able to say where the hell it came from.
Well, it's not like it's
have we ever had an archaeologist here?
There was also,
I bet they have looked.
There's been lots of archaeologists that have looked at
There's
this.
been people that know way more than I do.
And there was talk of Knights Templar. There was talk.
Stop.
There was talk of
Yeah, I think Knights Templar and a KFC member got in a fight at the Bear Den.
Yeah.
And okay. Nah.
I don't know. It might have been a cult.
I'd buy that. I don't know. There is a couple good theories there. I will submit to that.
Okay. So there's a mystery.
There is a mystery.
There's a local mystery for any of you mystery buffs that would like to go out and.
Speaking of the Down County mysteries, Casey, have you ever seen the Slink?
What?
The Slink.
The Slink?
No.
You don't know about the Slink? You've never seen them?
No.
So we'll have to get the Slink expert on here.
Okay.
We got a couple Slink experts. Actually.
What is a Slink?
No, the Slink. The Slink is a man who roams the Down County area, and he's been there for hundreds of years. He appears, he disappears.
The Slink.
The Slink is his name.
Huh.
So I've got an expert on the Slink. I've seen the Slink. I saw him. He appeared. He was on the railroad tracks.
Is this
looked
like
away,
is
I
this
looked
like
back, he was gone.
is this like Thin Man or whatever?
Well, he dresses kind of like a
hobo?
No, he's dressed like a fisherman.
Like a fisherman.
Yeah, he's got a fisherman's hat on. You know, he's got a fishing vest. But he's got a beard. He's kind of grimy, but he's like an old fisherman, and he's roamed the Down County area for years.
Like where Down County?
Like the whole area, from Cinemahoning all the way up to he's been seen as close as Sterling Run. He's been seen on Mason's farm.
Well, how about in Driftwood? Sure, it's not Bunghole Miller.
Oh, well,
there's a blast from the past.
I saw him. I was probably 15 years old when I first saw him.
Let me tell you a story about Mr. Miller.
He's down there though. Casey, ask your Down County people about the Slink. Somebody's gonna know.
I've never heard of it. All
right, I'll look into the Slink. But I was down, where the Millers live down there.
I do.
In Driftwood.
Yep.
I was down there one time. We happened to be walking near the house, and Mr. Miller is outside. Dale was his name. And we walk up, and the friend of mine that's with me, he says, "Hey, Dale, how you doing?" He goes, "Oh, I'm pretty good." He said, "But my friends call me Bunghole." So I didn't know. I thought that was like something that.
They didn't think they knew what they called.
I didn't think he knew that everybody called him Bunghole Miller.
Yeah.
And he had several children: Big Bung, Little Bung, Medium Bung. Big Bung was about 6'6". Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember them.
Legends.
I don't know much about them.
Legends.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another legend. Can you tell me? So when you go down Rich Valley here, and you get off of Rich Valley and onto Route 46, which they call the Rich Valley Road.
What do they call this road?
This is
State Route 2007.
Yep.
But you get down there right around the fairgrounds, the first hollow after the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Goes up on the hill there.
Is that a peculiar name?
It's Eddie's Run.
Oh, I thought it was Skinpecker.
It was called for years. I always knew it, and I had no idea that it was called Eddie's Run. Even as a kid, I thought it was Skinpecker Hollow.
Yeah, I thought it was Skinpecker too. I didn't know it was Eddie's
Does Eddie
Run.
know it was called Skin? Maybe it was Eddie.
I don't even know who Eddie is.
Yeah.
But I know why they call it Skinpecker.
Why is that?
Because there was a brothel up at the end of the hollow at one
I
point.
didn't know there's a brothel up there.
Yeah.
See, I knew where there was a brothel in Bailey's Run. This is going back. This is your territory, the CCC days.
Oh, back in the
CCC days, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a brothel up Bailey Run.
Okie doke.
Up 872, about halfway there, and
Yeah.
just the Cinnamon side of Wharton is Bailey Run, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you go up there, and there's a camp now. It's still standing. It's a camp, and it is probably the ultimate camp because it's all bedrooms.
Yeah.
Huge, it's a very large house, all bedrooms, and they called it the Hoot.
The Hoot.
They called it the Hoot. That's a true story.
Well, this one
that was a stand-man story.
And the one is Skin Pecker, and I think it's actually in. If you get the Cameron County history book, it is actually in the Cameron County history books.
Is it really?
As why it was called Skin Pecker Hall.
And that's why, because of the brothel.
Now, I used to live in Boarding House Hollow, which is now called Lions Run.
Okay.
That's up on the West Creek, off the old West Creek Road.
I know where you came from, yeah.
Yeah, because that's where there used to be an old boarding house up there, and that's why that was called Boarding House Hollow.
The same one, the old folks' home.
No, I'm not even. I was
No,
near that.
not
place.
not that far. No, we were 4 or 5 miles away from there.
Yeah, we weren't anywhere near the old folks' home.
No, not 4. Probably 3.
No, this was a boarding house.
You were close. Were you close to the bazaar?
This was off of West Creek.
I was right below the
up
bazaar.
the hill.
There was a very intelligent man.
Never talked
His
to him.
train track was absolutely amazing that went around the side of his
You
house.
talk about an engineering marvel, a very smart man. You only meet a few of them like that in your life.
He used to say
Joe
he
Bizarre
never talked. I never talked to him. Maybe once.
Mrs. Bizarre used to drop us off cookies all the time.
She's still
Yeah,
alive.
she did.
I think
She went through 2 guys then.
I know. Well, she's very old now. I mean,
well,
but not her fault.
I'd love to have their
sweetheart.
house
She's
there.
a sweetheart.
Oh, their houses. I love
to
that
have that.
It
spot.
was a true their house. I've been in their house.
Mhm.
It was a true log cabin.
Yes.
Like 18-inch thick walls.
Yes. And he had a train track that went all the
Yes, he
way
did.
around
Yes, he did. Yep.
inside the house.
And him and Spaeth, old man Spaeth,
Yeah.
would have contests on who could
See
build
who-
the
smallest engines. Yeah.
Yes.
I smell the devil's vegetable.
I think it's out there. Skunk.
There's a skunk or
There's
something
skunk
out there.
amidst us. Yep.
But very,
Croc,
he gone.
oh, Croc's not there.
Hmm.
Huh.
Coincidence? I think not.
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird, huh? Anyway.
But there's so many things that people, I go through town now. I don't know a single soul walking down the street.
You know what's really?
I used to be able to name every person that was standing on the street.
We did the same thing. Me and my wife were just talking about this the other day. You go to some place, it's like, who the heck are these people?
But
It's even worse. Go at like 4 a.m. Like they're crawling out from under rocks. I don't know where these people are.
Well, that's because they're on the salts.
It must be on the salts.
But I'm very happy with the folks that are moving in. God bless you. Come, yes, move into our community, but don't move here because you want to collect our welfare.
I don't know. Yeah, there's a certain niche of that. Yeah.
Move here because you want to make the place a better place to live.
Right.
And I've said this a million times. Parents, if there's anybody out there that's a parent that's listening to this, or if there's that skunk got close.
Yeah.
But
Walk right in here.
Yeah.
No, that was me.
but
This is our audience members.
But what I will tell you is, I would tell this to high school students. I used to do talks. I was a public speaker and
You really enjoyed that. I know you did.
I did. I really enjoyed the interaction when I was doing.
Yeah, that was part of his community service.
That's a part of community service. But I would, everybody tells their children to go out and get a good education so they can leave here.
Sure story.
They do. I mean,
True
every
story.
parent says that to their
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
They're saying the wrong things.
You said it.
Yeah.
What they should be saying is, go get a good education so you can come back here and make this place better.
Right. And to go full circle on that, that's why you're losing your Rite Aids and your Cheeses and
It is.
Right.
No, that's why you're losing your hometown pharmacies.
well, your hometown pharmacy. That helps.
You're right. You're right. People like us have nothing to do with the Rite Aids.
The business has got
They screwed that up themselves.
Business
Now, taking out 2 pharmacies and putting in a Rite Aid, 2 hometown pharmacies and putting in a Rite Aid.
Yeah,
that's the direct effect of people leaving, because there's nobody that wants to come back and run a hometown pharmacy in a port.
And what
they want to work for Rite Aid.
What our local people need to do, and I see this a lot. So you're sitting in a restaurant, local restaurant. Say you're down at Uptown Girls.
Yeah.
You're eating dinner. Somebody from out of town walks in. Everyone
turns around and
stares at them like they have 3 heads.
Yep. True story.
I had a friend that...
It's no wonder that people feel uncomfortable and don't want to move here and put business and things in.
I have something to say about that. I just had a friend a year younger than I am. He said to me, after I had told him about an experience that I had, said to me, Emporium is one of the most cliquey towns that I've ever seen, and I feel why you guys are struggling right now. And I honestly thought about it, and that is very correct. You know, it's very, if you're not from here, who are you? Everyone wants to know your business. Everyone wants to know where you came from.
Yeah,
everyone wants to know.
If you dress or look a little different,
yeah, exactly.
Somebody's got something to say about you.
And it's product of small town environment. That's just it's like this everywhere. But it's a detriment to us. When it comes down to bringing people to our community and wanting them to thrive here.
Here's something that I wanted to happen, and I don't think it ever came about. I was working on it with some people at one time, and it was a training for our service workers, people in the service industry, waitresses, bartenders, that kind of stuff. And what it was just giving them answers to questions. Because if I'm from out of town and I go into a restaurant and my waitress is talking to me and I say, boy, a really nice little town you have here. What is there to do here?
Yeah.
What's your waitress going to say? There's nothing here. This place is a dump.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
We need to have our service workers trained and have those elevator answers ready to give.
You're right. Because I've heard it.
Absolutely. It's the simplest of things. And I can't remember who was working on this, and I was part of a group at one time, and we were working on different things like that. And I don't know what ever happened, because a lot of this, when you try and do something like that, you get nothing but pushback, and you get...
This isn't part of my job.
Yeah. Right. And even when you put a group together that wants to do things to improve the community and the place where we live, you get a lot of pushback from the residents who are afraid of change, who I don't want that here. Why would I want that here? It's the same thing that's happening with these JAGs that keep saying, we want to put the ATV trails in. And you got all these people that are saying, oh, well, it's going to ruin our pristine forests. Are you freaking kidding me?
Stop letting Seneca in then.
Well, shh.
Sorry.
Are you kidding me? That's what's ruining it. It has no effect on our forests at all.
No, it gets them used and lets people access to them, better access to them.
Absolutely. And then when they see it and they see the beauty, they're more willing to, want to further it and pursue it. Now, you always have 1%. 1% ruins it for everyone. Regardless of what you're doing, you're going to have that 1% those are the bad apples. But what you need to have is the 99% need to police the 1%.
Yeah. True.
It's
true.
And I'm tired of hearing about, well, we got to save the spotted frog and this and that. And
we don't have that. Do we?
Are you kidding me?
Where do we have that? I haven't heard that.
You got to save everything.
Well, yeah, but I haven't heard that. Everything you said makes some sense. You're right. It's. I feel like it's a couple individuals that have a lot of money that can get out of Cameron County, but yeah.
I don't think money should have anything to do with it.
Well, they own a lot of land.
You aren't okay.
They own a lot of land that connects it.
Okay.
Well, they have the right to say whether they.
There's not a single trail that would be on someone else's land.
Yeah, that's all part of the deal. Was that they weren't.
No private land would be involved.
Right.
Nothing is happening. It's just.
Well, you can ride a snowmobile in the woods.
Yeah, there's a lot of all our surrounding counties have it.
You can ride your electric bicycle on it.
Yeah, your electric bicycle, for God's sakes, pedal.
Or put a motor on it.
Then buy a motorcycle.
That's what it is. It's the same thing.
Okay. Jeez.
Okay. Can I take my Harley down?
I don't care.
You should be able to. You should be able to take a dirt bike on it, as long as you're not ripping it up.
Well, here's the thing. Some of these people will say, well, it's going to be noisy. It's going to be noisy. Well, here's the deal. You live on a public road, which is a state-owned road. I can park on my motorcycle, my Harley, out in front of your house and crank it till your ears bleed, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
It's the same
But
thing.
you're worried about a side-by-side going by.
Same thing as these guys that
And you live 15 feet on a railroad track, and you're going to bitch?
Yep. And it's only been gone for like 15 years. Like it's not like you
the people are complaining are complaining simply because they have nothing else to complain about. Here's what happens. People retire and they've lost their purpose. So they become very jaded and very it's the grumpy old man syndrome.
It's a couple boomers that are real.
Yeah, it's called get off my grass.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yep.
We're not talking about the Little League field grass in Glen Phoebig either, because rest in peace, he was allowed to say, "Get off my damn grass."
Yeah.
He'd say, "Get off my effing grass."
But I hate to take the podcast into a dark area like that.
No.
But it's been the last 2 weeks have been
somebody's got to talk about it.
It has the last 2 weeks for some reason have been very, very tense and locally. It's
everywhere.
It's just like this.
There's something wrong with the polls.
There's some tension going on, and when it comes to are you going to go again? Oh, yeah, you were slinking. Yeah, I could tell.
Might have found the slink.
Sorry to fall asleep, yeah.
But anyhow, I really appreciate our YouTube watchers.
And the TikTokers.
and the TikTokers.
Shout out to Dan Smith Candies.
Shout out to
Absolutely.
Dan Smith Candies, 27 Beard Company. It's been great. It was a rough week. I didn't have a whole lot prepared. I hope you enjoyed some of the topics. If you have anything that you'd like us to discuss or anything that
Allie had an engineering.
Oh yeah, Allie has an engineering query
If she's
for
still
Casey.
there.
she wanted to know if you still drive
Allie, are
trains.
you still here?
Go, Allie.
She's here. She's
She's typing.
No, I don't know. There's something in the air. It's between the Facebook.
A lot of girls are getting pregnant in town too.
Really?
Yeah, there must be something in the air.
I haven't been keeping up on that.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's their legs.
I'm
Very nice.
Ah,
very nice.
there you
That
go.
was a good one.
That wasn't bad.
Allie is typing her message.
Typing away.
Holy cow! You can three-part it if you have to.
I hope I don't.
Okay, and next time I'm setting our TikTok goal a little higher.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean-
Yeah, I underestimated our lighting situation here, so I apologize
what
to our
happened to that?
viewers.
That went off. Why did they go off?
Our battery done died.
Oh yeah, the battery on the
Did
light.
it stop?
Yeah.
Recording?
Nope.
No, it's just the battery died on the
light.
So we got a whole new system going on.
We'll get the lighting right next time. I apologize to our viewers.
We went out and we bought all new camera equipment, and today was the first day that we actually got to use it. So things are still a little
Here's your engineering question, Casey.
okay.
Why, in the year of our Lord 2025, do we not have windshield wipers for our eyeglasses?
I can give you a little feel on it.
Go for it.
The whole windshields in themselves, windshield wipers in themselves.
Have not changed.
Well, they have in recent years, but for a long time they didn't. And that was a modern marvel in itself, right? It started out with just a motor, and
No.
actually started
No,
out
no.
with yourself, right? It started out
No.
with you.
Start out with yourself, and then it went to a vacuum.
It did well. I think the vacuum
Because after a regular motor.
Yeah, that just had a motor that just ran, and it just ran. You had one speed, and it was fast, right?
Well, then how?
And I think they pulled a vacuum off the motor to do it, and that worked good until you went up a hill.
Well, no, I had a Jeep Willys,
Yeah.
and the faster you went, the faster the windshield wipers
That's
went because
exactly
they
how it
just
was.
run off a vacuum line.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But
Yeah.
so you went up a hill, right?
Yeah, they stopped.
Yeah. Then as far as camming goes, they did a lot of things with cams and motors, and it just to try. The problem is they either went really slow or really fast. To get that, they finally had to do electronics to get to the nice, what we know, intermittent today.
Uh,
Right?
Anco was
Allie said she has a blueprint ready. She's got it to use as if you want to use it as a prototype.
all right.
I'm just saying the logic, and the mechanics to make windshield wipers happen. You're gonna have to wear a helmet.
Yeah, but we
Hold that.
have meta glasses now. We have.
Well, they don't wipe away.
Yeah, but they take pictures and shit like blinking your eyes.
Well, that's
You could turn a motor on it. You could put a little motor in a
not
pair of
moving.
glasses.
Nothing moves. Still nothing moves. That's solid.
Yeah, but you could put if you could put tacking glasses, you could put a little motor.
Casey, who was the innovator?
I mean,
the modern innovator of the windshield wiper. Who makes windshield wipers are all one, basically one.
I don't know if I can.
Well, there's one company that owns the patent on all of them, and they allowed other companies to sell them.
No, so I'm not talking about the wiper. I'm talking about the mechanisms and the connections in the gears, and that's Anco.
You might. I don't know. I might not be wrong on that. I don't know.
Yes.
They used to have the red tips. They used to have the red tip windshield wipers.
You're talking about the actual wiper.
He's talking about the mechanism that makes
I'm
it
talking
breathe.
about the mechanisms, the arms,
Not Anco,
and the connections, and that's Anco.
You may not be wrong on that. I don't know. I don't know who did all the work on it, but
If Zuckerberg can make glasses,
progress.
if they can make glasses take pictures with blinking your eyes, they can put a little motor in it and put windshield wipers on it. I guarantee it.
Now,
that's what I'm saying.
They couldn't do that in 1990.
No. That's why she's saying, why in 2025 do we not have them yet?
Why would you need them? Why do we not have? Why do we not have technology that will not let them get wet?
That's also true. Like, how about that? Why do we not have glass that does
just completely repels water?
Just doesn't even show up.
Oh,
that's a better question.
I mean, you can wax it.
No.
Wax on.
I'm talking about reverse ions that propel the water away from the glass.
It splashes off and it never even touches it and it never even makes a mark.
Yes, just like static electricity, it keeps the water away from your glasses.
There's a word for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It might be out there. It might just be really expensive.
Could be.
And there might not be a market.
Until somebody starts using it, the price will never come down.
Well, yeah, but trying to get them, are you going to spend $1,000 on a pair of glasses that are only good for what it rains?
No, they'd have to have other things. We're just going to add this onto the metal.
I'm not going to sit here and invent the market. Like it's this.
People spend thousands of dollars
hydrophobic
for the stupidest things.
What people?
Rich people.
When was the last time you spent $1,000?
Well, when I bought all this freaking equipment there on Thursday.
Freaking hearing aids.
But you know what I mean.
And my hearing aids.
The common person isn't going to go spend $1,000.
When is hot water tank?
I'm spending $1,000.
Oh, at least
in one day,
right?
So that I can go on
the TikToks. Are we even recording anymore on the?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Yeah,
trust
me, I'm the producer. If we have a problem, I'll let you know.
All right, I feel like I was afraid.
We have a production engineer for a reason.
Right. All right.
There we go. Look at that.
Holy cow. Anyway, what were we talking about?
We were talking about me spending $1,000.
$1,000 on, and send us booze. That's what we want. Okay, all this money, just send us booze.
We're down to we're getting down to the nitty gritty.
You want to shout out where the wild turkey came from?
And this was a birthday gift.
I don't know what we're gonna do. We might not make the next episode.
If we don't get booze, we're not.
To be determined, guys. To be determined.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've given my
really weird that Allie Gribble has not sent us a bottle of liquor yet.
It is really weird.
It's really weird.
Very strange. We're gonna stop.
I think we gave her a good 5 minutes on the.
I know, and we're gonna stop acknowledging her.
You're cut off. You're cut off.
Done. She is no longer a part of the team.
That's pretty harsh.
Well, hey, listen. Tough love. You got to be a team player, which involves me drinking.
The stuff just
casually at home. Casually at home.
Yes. Yeah, I walk here.
Yeah, we don't drive.
Oh. Casey, I was just thinking today, you need to get yourself a buggy.
No, I don't. I thought about
you got to get one. You got to get
Why?
You could take Kenner out on rides in it, and he'd have so much fun.
He has bikes and stuff and carts that I push him in, but a motorized, this is another motor I got to take care of.
Yeah.
I got to service. What am I going to do? Hop in a car?
Sell that bike.
I'm already a fat, whatever, and I got to, I can't walk over here. I can walk.
Oh, I'm just saying.
It's
just the next thing on your list of toys.
I thought about it. It's crossed my mind, but I don't. You know what I really want? If I did get something, it'd be an electric buggy.
Stop with the electric, all right?
This engineer motherfucker.
Stop. We're internal combustion engine people.
Another engine I got to take out. I got change the oil. I got to keep the gas.
I have the
get service.
I have the perfect solution for you.
Julian says, "What's up?"
What's up, J-Lo?
I thought his name was Juliano.
Juliano? My buddy Julian. Thanks, Julian. Appreciate you, bud. No, so Casey, take one of them motorcycles and trade it in on a buggy.
Yeah, but you could take Kenner on the rides with us on the dice runs. You wouldn't have to ride your bike on your runs.
Peer pressure. You could do two dice runs a year.
Well, no,
We'll spend $30,000.
We do more if we'd be able to take Kenner out. We'd go on rides more.
I'd go all the time if I had somebody that wanted to ride.
Yeah.
I think you're. I wouldn't call you a friend, but you're like.
With him, but I can't afford
you're like you're the only guy that I hang out with on a regular basis.
Friend, but that
Listen, this is a work relationship.
Close acquaintances.
It'll be a work relationship when there's money involved. Going the other way.
Yeah. When I stop paying for everything, there's going to be something happen.
Anyway, yes, I'm just for our viewing audience. I am out here out of the kindness of my heart,
and
for some free booze.
Yeah, and here's the thing, I'm only 6 years away from a fixed income.
We're gonna have to take care of you all eventually.
Yeah, I'll be on.
How's this gonna change? What's gonna change?
I'll be on the social.
What's gonna change?
I'm gonna be on the Social Securities.
What's gonna change?
I won't have any extra money.
You're gonna not have that drink?
I probably won't, unless somebody can buy it for me. I won't be able to afford it on my Social Security.
Right.
Yeah, me too. With the way my 401k is looking.
I made 10%, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
I lost like $3 or $4 grand.
You're young. Let her ride, bud.
Yeah, you'll get it back. Put it in now. Now's the time. Put it in.
Yep. Bye.
I am putting it in.
Drill, baby, drill.
Coming.
Roads are
I'm telling you, I've never seen the Wiz Khalifa wrapped in an American flag before.
No. It's all new. It's a new world we live in. For once, and could you imagine? Everybody has always prayed for this. It's pretty much a standard in any church or religious sect or anything that is not a heathen. You pray for world peace.
Right. It's like you do it, but
we're close.
Yeah.
We're real close.
We are.
Which is amazing.
I won't argue.
It'll be a new world order.
All right, so we're gonna look up for next episode. We're gonna research the Ram's Head and the and the connection to the Freemasons.
Oh,
oh, there it is. I didn't say it, but he did. Yep.
So that's we're gonna find a connection somewhere.
I don't know of a connection. I'm a Freemason.
You know what I'm doing? I'm bringing in. I have the book.
Oh, here we go.
And I'm going to bring it in and start reading shit out.
I'll say this much. We're probably running out of time.
We're out of time now. Yeah, we're out of time.
I'm gonna say it like I've as a Freemason, I've watched a ton of documentaries, read a lot of stuff, and not a lot of it's accurate. Because I think most of it's just trying to drum up, a lot of hoopla. Because very little of it accurate.
Anytime you have a secret society, you're going to have the mystery that surrounds it. And because it is a fraternal society,
it is a fraternity.
It is going to come under scrutiny. For sure, and there is going to be some sort of conspiracies and little things that people are going to think is behind it. And I'll tell you why. Because they will not put forth the effort that it takes to join something like that. And to put your time and effort into it.
That's well said. That is true. That's very true. It takes a little. You got to care. You got to care to do it.
And
it's not like joining the Moose. I always tell people, this you're not joining.
All I had to do to join the Moose was screw a goat.
Yeah. No. You know what I mean? You know what? It's not $20 and you get a card and hey, we'll see you next time and drink with you and have a good time. That's not what it's about. It's a commitment. There's commitment you got to do.
Absolutely.
But you know, there's nothing you do that's weird or that would go against your religion or your country. It's fine. It's just it's stupid what you hear.
It's all on the level. It's all square and on the up and up.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents. So if you want to talk about it later, we can talk about it.
No, I'd rather not, because I don't like getting into that, because I just, my thing is, if that is somebody's thing like that, which is there's never been any harm or any problems, you never hear of, well, the Freemasons had a raid at the lodge.
Right. Yeah. Oh, there was a drug raid the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
So let's just say right now, leave them alone.
Yeah.
Let them do their thing. Whatever it is. I don't get it. Don't understand it. And
well, I'll say one more thing on it. The biggest mystery in Freemason, I always say, is who's going to cook the next meal at the next meeting. That's the biggest mystery.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
It's basically a bunch of guys getting together and talking and eating spaghetti. There you go. Okay.
They're eating baby body parts is what they're eating.
There we go. Yep.
No, that's Nancy Pelosi. That's the way she stays alive. She sucks on aborted human fetuses.
Yeah. Jesus had siblings, and they're all master masons.
All right.
He did.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a wife too. So.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not my books.
Because you are only reading the parts of the Bible that they put in.
Catholic Church wants me to read.
Yes. There's a lot more to the Bible.
Look, I'm just sticking with Catholic Church. I have. It's fine. I'm not even really Catholic, but I will submit that there are people in this world that know way more about that stuff than I do, and if that's what they want me to read, I'll read.
I do. Listen, I'm a research guy. I'm going to look at every angle of it.
Yeah, but how do you trust that source? How do you trust it?
I trust that source because it was written at the same time that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote theirs.
You don't know that. You don't know it. I don't know it. Were you there? Is it signed and dated by these people? I'm telling you, it's.
I need a drink of some sort. Can I get something?
As an engineer, I'm going to tell you, you got to look at your sources.
Listen, just because you drive a train.
Yeah, I know. I don't drive the train. I just shovel the coal. That's what I do.
Doesn't make you an expert on this.
It's fine. But I'm telling you, how are you ever going to verify those sources? You're not.
I'm not. How can you verify Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John?
I can't.
Okay.
Maybe the Vatican has that.
Oh, listen. You don't even get me started on that.
Maybe they do, but I don't. I don't have that info, and you're not going to find that out here in Rich Valley, Pennsylvania. Nope.
You have no idea what there is buried in the archives of the Rich Valley Museum.
You planning a trip to Rome and want to hang out in the library? I'll believe you.
Do you know anything about Rich Valley since you live here?
Oh, here we go, because I'm not a native, right?
Do you know anything about Rich Valley?
Not a thing. I live in Plainview, don't I?
No.
Plainview, Fairview. What is it called?
Longview.
Oh, Longview. I got it wrong.
Who founded Rich?
Look at your lawn over there.
Who actually settled and was the founders of the Rich Valley area?
Rohan.
Yep. That was my answer.
You're like 2 generations off.
Only 2 is that?
But
Indian camp.
So
Earl Hockenberry Indian Camp. That's what
That
all
was the
started.
Rich family.
it was the Hauslers and the Chadwicks.
Okay.
Actually, the Chadwicks were some of the first
I didn't know that.
to settle here.
Really?
Yeah. All you gotta do is walk in the Rich Valley Cemetery and take a look.
Ah. Yeah, I've never been.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know. You had cleanup day.
Oh, I know. My invitation must have got lost.
Yeah. He watches everything else on Facebook, but didn't get the invite to the Rich Valley cleanup.
I was going to buy some plots there. I don't know if that's where I want to land or not.
Well,
We're charging you double.
yeah.
I'm sure you got a good bank site or something like that, under an old crabapple tree or
We'll
something.
put him down underneath where the tree fell down.
There's some dagger bushes or something up there.
Oh yeah, we'll put you right into jingweeds.
Right to jingweeds. There you go.
So, within the next week or two, our listeners, pay attention, watch for your notices. Those of you that subscribe on YouTube, click on that little bell so that you get your notifications. Like, subscribe, share this. TikTok followers that like to watch the lives, make sure that you're getting your notifications. Click your notifications so that you'll find out when we're going live, because over the next month and a half, probably through the July 4th weekend when we will be in town. I guess now we're going to be in town for the, I don't know, whatever it's called down there.
Weekend in the Wilds.
Weekend in the Wilds. But there's going to be other things where we're going to be doing some on location.
Yes, we got some plans.
There's plans that are being finalized right now. We just have to finalize some crew partners who can help out, because some of this stuff's going to take.
Oh yeah,
it's going to take some doing.
Yeah.
To get it all put together, but my hope is that we can maybe increase the visibility of our community and highlight some of our interesting or just our community in general and what we have going on. For those of you that follow us that aren't local, it's going to be entertaining for sure. So make sure you stand by.
It'll be a little bit different than our cornhole thing. I think.
Oh yeah, much
Now
different than the
we've got a lot more enhanced,
Yeah, we've
equipment and all that stuff.
Yeah, we've upgraded a lot, and we're going to bring you some high quality entertainment. So stick with us. It's been a good night. A little different on a Friday night. I think this might be our first Friday nighter.
I think so, and I kind of like it.
It was nice.
Yeah,
it was nice. My problem is, so YouTube will hit probably Monday.
Yeah.
So we'll hit YouTube on Monday, because I'm not going to spend my weekend
in
the production room.
Yeah, that's fine. Monday, nobody's doing anything on Monday,
and that's fine. But like I said, stick with us. Things are changing. Things are getting cool. I really appreciate everybody that watches for sure. Allie, we love you.
Shout out Dan Smith
We're not going to
Candies.
push you away.
Holy crap, this Dan Smith candy thing's getting ridiculous. They sent us 2 candy apples, and now we got to mention them 15 times.
I mean,
wasn't in the contract.
I mean, I kind of want more.
We want to keep these prototypes going
until
even if they're defects.
Until I get some sort of monetized donations, I think I'm laying off a little bit.
Laying off a little bit. It was still a good thing.
It's great. Dan, you do a great job with the apples.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah.
But just so everybody knows, our good friend Bobby Fergali, is the one that gave.
Maybe she didn't want brought up. I don't know.
Well, I don't know, but from now on, if anybody's watching this, from now on, if you see Bobby Fergali, let's all change her name to Dan.
Dan Smith Candies is now her name.
She is now Dan.
Yeah.
So there you go. You see her in public. Let's just call her Dan.
What's up, Dan?
Because she's the brains behind this apple.
Absolutely, that's amazing.
All right. Well, thank you, people. That's it for us tonight. We'll see you next week. Or you never know, you might see us in the middle of the week. Things are always exciting. Things are always changing.
It's a fluid situation.
We love it. We love to be unpredictable. So, Casey, good night.
Have a good night, Steven.
All right. Hey, God bless.
Peace
Keep in
out.
touch with yourself.
God bless.